1.5.
We're rolling.
175. Uh-oh, what's going on? There it goes. Nope.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Nerdbuzzed.
Nerdbuzzed doesn't condone the consumption of alcohol by any persons under the age of 21. Please drink responsibly.
Boom.
Welcome to Nerdbuzzed, the podcast where we talk about all the nerdy stuff that we care about and drink a cool frosty brew while we're doing it. I'm your host, Marcus Ellinger, and with me as always,
Jeremiah Johnson.
And out of the intern camp,
the one, the only, Grandmaster of Jackistan himself, Jack Hughes.
Nice.
Hi. Nice.
Wow.
I'm glad to be
That's
on the
the
show.
place that he lives in his mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give it like 20 years. You'll be living.
In his ever-expanding cranium.
You'll be
Yeah.
living in the intern camp in my country. So
Awesome.
yeah.
Awesome.
I'll be dead by that point in time.
So,
Or at least an invalid.
yeah, before we create too many countries, we go over to Jeremiah.
For the beer.
That's right. And if you noticed this episode, because we commented last episode, not to
did.
interrupt your beerness, your beerness. You are the beerness of the episode, of every episode. We have no beer in our glasses,
We don't. We're not poured
and there's
beforehand.
no root beer in Jack's glass. Do you need an opener?
No, I got it.
You got it? Nice.
Way to muscle it
I
out.
thought you'd do... yeah, there you go.
I should have done a Punisher one.
Punisher.
Okay. So this
So
is...
we are drinking the Kulshan Red Cap,
Yes. Get
which
in.
is the red ale.
Yes. Sorry.
Kulshan Brewery out of Bellingham.
This has
Washington.
a red cap.
Why didn't you drink that one?
So do
then?
you have a red cap
You do.
with a red shirt. And, yeah, anyway. So it's 4.9% red ale, which is usually not my favorite.
Me either.
But I like Kulshan Brewing, and we'll see what we can do. See how it is. So first things first, we're teaching Jack how to pour. You want to go ahead?
Apparently I'm
Okay.
doing it wrong.
So when you pour a beer, you need to turn your glass to the side. No, don't be a dick about it. Turn your glass to the side, and it's a little bit weirder with a can, I think. But yeah, see how Jeremiah's doing it? No, meet in the middle. Meet in the middle.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
We're meeting the beer with the glass, and we're meeting in the middle. See how we cascade it down the side of the glass?
Yeah.
Like that use of the word cascade.
And then bring them both up to finish.
Yep. As it fills, you want to keep that distance, about the same. Nice ratio as we go. Nice. Look at how fizzy it maintained.
It was a little aggressive, but you're getting better.
All right. Well.
But it's still bubbling.
Yes,
right?
it is.
Yeah. When
Versus
when
the
you
last
just dump
time.
it in there.
What I
Go
usually,
for
what I
it.
usually do is, I talked about it last episode. You put it in a pot, and you heat, or no, you put it in a pot. So you heat up the oven. You let the glass
I thought you put it in a
then you
pot
pour
and
it in
then
a
put that in the
strainer.
microwave.
Yeah, and then point is the glass needs to shatter. Then
But
you
if you
put it in the
leave the
strainer.
cap on, won't it spark and cause problems?
Not if it's in a pot.
You want to get all those
Well, the
big.
pot will be doing.
You want to get all those big pieces of glass out. There's the little ones. It's it's glass. It's a little
My
won't
God.
harm you.
Wow. So
Have you
anyway,
ever- have you ever put
eating the
a
gum.
CD in the microwave?
I have. It's pretty cool
Why
how
would
like
you
it
do
It
all
is. It's like
cracked
Star
apart.
Wars. Star Wars for half a second.
Yes.
You literally only need to put it in the microwave for like 3 seconds.
Yes.
Yeah.
But if the finished product when you pull it out, the cracked mosaic that's on there is freaking awesome.
Yeah. You've never done that?
It's modern.
Jack's over here going, what's
we
a
don't
CD?
even have. No, we
What's
don't.
the CD? Yeah.
We don't have. We've never had a microwave.
What?
Yeah, people think we're crazy, but it's like, why would you? That's why you have a toaster and a stove. That's all you need.
What?
Yeah.
How do you
How do you
normally pour your root beer?
irradiate your food?
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't. That's another reason why.
Don't you want superpowers, Jack?
No, I don't want.
Radiation is a key part of superpowers.
Have you not seen South Park?
My Hero Academia. No radiation.
You end up with
No, they're the product of radiation.
Oh, they are.
All of them had
you end up with
microwaves. Deku didn't have a microwave. That's what happened. You're the Deku. You will forever
Okay,
be the
cool.
Deku.
So then I'll have the coolest powers.
Oh, there's more than one Deku.
I'll break my arms all the time.
or your fingertip.
Yeah.
Yeah, just the tip. If you couldn't tell,
That comes with training.
by our two references, today it's a review roundup, Punisher, and My Hero Academia. Nothing else.
Nothing else.
We can just
Nothing that
gloss
won't.
over it.
Yeah, we'll just
Yeah, it's-
sidestep bound, right?
Wherever we end up is where we end up. Because
Yeah.
if we talk about what we want to talk about.
Hey,
all the things we want to
Hey.
talk about.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
I
right.
wanna
all the
talk
nerd
about.
stuff we care about.
That's all you want to talk about?
It's
That's
about
all,
me, okay?
That's
It's
all
sorry,
you can
this-
talk
this
about.
Hat's still
We
getting
won't
a
let
little
you.
tight here.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a pretty damn stretchy hat, too.
Yeah, I know.
What do we think of our beer?
It's
Let's
darker
get back
than
on track a
Dude,
little
the
bit.
beer is like way darker than I expected. Way darker than I expected.
It's not as dark as our last Kulshan.
No, but our last Kulshan was a winter ale, which should have been a little darker.
Yeah. This
But
is,
it's-
I think, the because we always talk about, or we have now for at least a couple episodes with our winter beers, that they're kind of this like weird. I don't know how you'd say it. Like they're outside the realm of red beers, which we're not a fan of, but they still kind of have those nuances, right?
Yes. Well, the winter ale that I brewed myself when I was brewing regularly. Ooh, excuse me. Last episode.
That tastes like episode 100.
Exactly. No, the red beers that I had brewed and stuff, or winter beers that I had brewed, they were basically a base. They're built off of a red beer recipe,
Yeah.
and they were just modified from there. I just added a little bit more roasty malt to it, and then just a little bit more base malt to boost the alcohol content and mouthfeel. So, you know, they're essentially just an amped up red ale.
I almost want to say sometimes winter beers are like
And to be clear,
They're
this is
almost
not a
like-
winter beer. This is a standard red. This is
no. Well, sometimes I feel like a red beer is like, I mean, a winter beer is like if like a porter and a red beer like got together and
That
made
is-
a baby,
That's a closer,
like a
closer
baby beer, right?
Yes,
Then it would be like a winter beer.
that's a closer approximation. Approximation, yes.
Yeah, right? Yeah. So like they got together like springtime, and then it came about winter time, and we got winter beer.
There you go. 9 months later.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway,
There's some birds and some bees in there.
I'm just gonna.
you know, if it was 9 months, it'd be a lager. But you know, whatever.
Yeah, yeah, right. Yeah.
I thought a lager only. That's just when you eat some. 'Cause it's
Hey-o.
yeah.
Oh god,
You
that
know
was
what?
bad.
Yeah.
So
Do you feel okay though?
I don't.
it almost has like a sawmill smell to it. Do you get that? Is that just me? Like,
No.
what
That's
is
not- I don't
that?
think that's
No.
healthy to ingest.
It's,
Sawmill.
It's got
What
a hop.
is that?
It's got a good hop flavor to, or aroma to it. It's got a very strong malt body.
What is that aroma?
That
What was the building down in town before they shut it down? And you used to drive by and it would have that smell.
the building needs to shut down. What do you mean?
It was like right on the other side of the railroad tracks between like the vet place there.
Oh,
and the
that
other
was
one. What was
okay,
that there?
That makes sense that it's malt because that was the wolf kill feed.
Yes, that place sometimes smelled like this.
Yes, and you know what that was?
What was that?
That was malt.
Was it?
Yes, it was malted corn, but it was malt that you're smelling. It was malted
That's
grain.
totally what this smell reminds me of. That place has been shut down for years, but this throws me back to when it wasn't. That's
I
crazy.
get that. I totally get that. But yeah, that's totally. It was for mostly for cattle feed,
Yeah.
but it was the malt that you're smelling because they put
As soon as I smelled that, I was like, "Wow!" I'm driving by that place.
a lot of your base components for your cattle feed is malted corn and molasses.
Okay. So, wow. I like that it's so clearly
And
identified.
I'm getting that malted smell and that molasses smell both.
Yeah.
And I know they didn't add molasses, but they're probably getting that through some of the roasts and stuff. So
No, I think that's really cool that it's so obviously defined with this beer because in previous episodes where we've had the beers where a certain quality of it stands out so strong like that, it's pretty cool because as we go on and drink more beers throughout the episodes, it's it's easier to pick up that note
yeah,
in other beers.
exactly.
So I bet now.
So now you're gonna
Right.
be this beer smells like Wolf Kill too.
Yeah, this is Wolf Kill, right?
You know,
It's
funny
yeasty, smells like bananas.
You know,
right?
funny
I
thing?
noticed those things.
We live 4 miles from Wolf Kill,
Yeah,
and they tore that place down, shut it down, scraped it off the face of the earth,
yeah, totally did.
and like a month after they did that, our farm's been just completely infested with rats.
Oh, really? They needed somewhere to go. Maybe
It
that's
took us
why it
like
got
2
shut down.
years to get rid of the rats on our farm.
Wow. They needed somewhere to go, man.
They did. They went to our farm, and I'm sure everybody else's farm and business around town.
This brings us back to our pre-show cat story.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
It's all full circle.
Oh yeah. My
Baby was a
root
killer,
beer,
by the way.
Yeah.
I'm drinking the Americana right now, and I'll see if I'm feeling like a ginger ale, because those can be really hard. Like I'm feeling the
Those
last
are my
one now.
favorites.
Yeah, but it's like if you already have like a stomach ache, or like if one's coming on, that's just gonna.
I thought ginger ale was good
I
for
would
a
say
stomach ache.
ginger ale is traditionally a good cure for a stomach ache and stomach problems.
ginger root beer.
I was actually going to give you props for drinking them in the order that you did because of that reason, but now I don't know.
I feel like ginger ale hurts my stomach, but that's
Ginger is a natural, like, I'm not gonna say sedative, but a.
I don't even. I'm just probably not human. That's it.
But it's not
More
superhuman
than,
either.
Jack.
Yeah,
More than.
I'm human too. But this smells a lot like the last one. Got that like slight caramel.
Can I see the bottle?
Yeah, it's like caramel mixed with root beer, and I'm really hoping that it's not going to taste exactly the same. Because
I hope it has some fizz.
It smells like the last one tastes.
This one smells. This one actually smells a little bit more flavorful.
That's a funny thing to say, but yeah. Oh, yeah. Don't tell
Cheater.
him. Don't say anything yet.
Yeah.
What a dick, dude. I thought we were a team. Wow.
Yeah.
Let's split the Avengers.
Let's taste them. Yeah, right? That's it. Civil War.
Dude,
So, to all the nerds,
through all the
For all the
fuzz.
fuzz.
bottoms up.
Let's get Nerdbuzzed.
Oh, this one's not as full. Huh.
I cannot drink this without wolf kill in my face. Every time, it's like, I can't tell you how much it smells like that.
Sounds like you're saying
So-
Wolf Cola.
Wolf
Like
Kill?
from Always
wolf
Sunny.
kill. I
So-
wanted to say Del Fox.
Man,
That's
just
not
a
the-
vibe.
I'm glad that you said the name.
Funny
This is
thing-
sweet.
It is. I'm definitely getting some of those caramely, almost molassesy
Yes.
flavors.
Almost like pruny. Is that?
If you hadn't brought this up, it wouldn't have brought me back to that.
Yeah.
But I used to, like, when I would feed the cattle and I'd give them their grain and stuff, dude, the cattle would just go nuts. I mean, just absolutely crazy for the grain, the mixture with the molasses corn and all that, and
Yeah.
malted molasses corn. It was crushed and rolled, and you pick a couple of those cornflakes out, pop them in, dude. It was totally sweet and good. I can understand why the cows liked it, but dude, it totally tasted that.
Does it? Do you almost get like a? It's got this weird like. It's not like a candy sweet, but it's like a almost like a pruny kind of sweet. Does that seem right to you? Not quite like a
Yeah, maybe more raisins than prunes, but
yeah, almost like a Dr. Peppery, but not that bad. I'm not a fan
Yeah,
of
that's-
Dr.
that's
Pepper,
good.
but kind of
That's-
that sort of.
it does have a little bit of that hint to that. I'm getting some of the molasses aftertaste though, which I know there's no molasses in this, but it definitely has a hint of that.
And it's funny that you mentioned that with the cattle and everything, because like how an IPA, a really good IPA reminds me of like mowing the lawn in the summertime, right? This
It's all about cattle food, man.
Right?
The best beer is
This-
cattle food.
I get right, totally. This reminds me totally of that, like, like since meeting you and my wife and being down on the farm and all that, and just experiencing the different seasons of all that. This is like farm beer. It totally is, dude. This is not summertime mow the lawn beer. This is like farm beer. I don't know. It's weird. It's cool. It's
It's
interesting.
not hay season. This is post hay season.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
This is when we're
interesting.
warming the cattle,
It's-
fattening them up for the winter, getting them ready for the kill, so we can age them
Yeah.
out and get the nice rib roast right for
The-
Christmas time.
The mouthfeel is really nice.
It
It's really smooth. It's really easy to drink. The aftertaste is not like Dr. Pepper, even though the initial taste kind of is, right? It does. Dr. Pepper's horrible for aftertaste. Dr. Pepper's only good if you just chug it down and don't stop. Right? The instant you stop with Dr.
Stop.
Pepper,
Never
it's
give
terrible.
up.
You know, that really answers a lot of things I have to say about Dr. Pepper.
What?
Because my roommate's drink of choice is Canadian Mist and Dr. Pepper.
Yeah. I think it's
And-
fine as long as you don't stop drinking it.
Well, that's the thing. Is
Yeah.
he buys the half gallons of Canadian Mist and a 24 rack of Dr. Pepper, and that's his day.
He's got like a funnel where he's just constantly
No.
pouring them in there.
No. He doesn't ever finish the 24 pack or quite finish the half gallon.
Yeah.
It's close.
Yeah.
But, yeah, he's,
So basically, keep drinking it till you pass out.
he gets to the argumentative point where nobody will even talk to him anymore. Just everybody else leaves.
Yeah.
So who knows what happens? And he probably passes out after that. But
Yeah.
he's by himself, whatever that's the case.
I'm going to give
He drinks himself alone.
Yeah. My initial assessment of this, I would totally give, mouthfeel wise.
Awesome.
I really like it. It's super good.
It's got a really good, not real heavy, but it's there. You know you're drinking something.
It's almost, it definitely lingers some flavors, but it's,
Not as bad as the last one.
oh, not at all. But it has this like really kind of cleansing quality to it. And when you're drinking, it's like it just kind of washes away and you're ready for the next drink. It's really nice.
Yeah.
But some of the flavors in there, I'm not super stoked with. That like weird kind of pruny sweetness it has, I'm a little iffy on, and the aroma of it, I can't get over. So I'm curious to see how those qualities will change as it warms up, and see what shifts in its palate.
I'm actually liking this more for red beer.
Yeah,
So
we'll see. It's different.
yeah, it's got all the caramel notes. It's not really so much caramel. It's more molassesy, but it's not overpowering.
Yeah,
Like you get it, but then it's not. It doesn't just stay there and just like this is what I am.
yeah.
So yeah,
I'm
see what
curious
you're
to
talking
see
about
how the
cleansing.
things will balance. And
This is also a little more carbonated than the last one too. So
Yeah.
that might be a big reason why.
What do you think, Jack?
Ooh, my
Wow,
drink
you're
feels
half
a little.
gone already.
It feels a
Yeah,
little
right.
more.
Wait, so am I.
Take it to Pound Town.
Yeah, it's a little more balanced than the last one. The last one, I don't know. It couldn't really decide
This
what it
one's
wanted to be.
That one's a lot more yeasty. I tasted it just in that little drip I got. Mm-hmm. I loved it.
Well, it's when you drink it in larger quantities, it gets a little old. I guess like it's not something I'm gonna chug down, but it's I don't know. I'm still formulating an opinion. It's definitely more of a toothpaste taste to it, so it has that like sassafras root or whatever it's called, saffron.
The toothpaste taste.
It's got a lot of Zac Efron in it.
Sarsaparilla?
No,
I say the toothpaste taste should come from the mint more than anything.
no, it's like the sassafras root.
Saffron?
I don't even know what it's called. Sassafras, something, but it has
sarsaparilla.
it's a little toothpastey, not invasive, but it's like a lot of flavors coming out, and I'd say it's balanced, but the balance isn't the thing that I'm most concerned about. I'm most concerned about if it's like, does that balance? Why do those things need to be balanced in the same drink? I don't know.
Okay.
All right.
Right.
That was the most definitive review of a root beer I've ever heard.
I actually think it's like on point with what we're drinking, though, right?
Yeah.
Like these are we're kind of struggling with the same issues
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I like that.
Yeah.
No, it's good. It was good. Nice job, Jack.
Thanks.
You're getting more. You're getting much more descriptive, convoluted, but more descriptive. Yeah. So before we get too far, because this is our review wrap up November. Before we get too far,
Oh, yeah, that's what we're talking about.
shrink this. Yeah, right. Shrink this eventually. Shrink the screen. Please hit subscribe. Mash the hell out of that button. Do it in odd number increments, please, so that you stay subscribed. And tell your friends. Tell everybody. Like, share, subscribe. It makes us happy. We sleep better at night. We all need our beauty rest, as you can tell. And also, you can go to patreon.com/nerdbuzzed, where you can score some sweet Nerdbuzzed swag. Featured right here.
Yes.
And $35 or more, I'd like to emphasize or more, you can get yourself awesome swag, stickers, magnet, whole deal. And then also go to nerdbuzz.com, where in case you missed out on an episode and you'd like to catch up, they're all there, 100% free, as opposed to
Any other percentage of free. Thanks, Jack.
Yeah.
So
Couldn't have done it without you.
I was putting the pressure on.
let's dive into our nerd play. And we all played it. Took us a whole month to get through this game.
Oh my god. I think I put a grand total of maybe 40 minutes into this.
I put 1 hour.
Pretty much beat it then. I'm surprised you didn't beat it.
I think I have a video. I might not play it with sound. Let's see.
Of what?
So basically, it's like I might. Is it
I
okay
had
if
to
play with
dance to
sound?
get away from the wall.
I don't think
twice.
there might be swears, but point is, I'm
There
like
might be swears. Is that
I
what you
point
said?
out that it's
$20.
$20 game, and then I look at my play time, and it's 1 hour 55 minutes.
It's $1. It's $1 a minute. Or no, that's not right at all.
It's
Yeah.
but it's like less than 2 hours, and I wasn't even like speed. Like
10 cents.
I think the last couple parts, I was just like, I want to get
Yeah.
through it, but I still kind of
For
went out of
6
my
minutes.
way to get some of the collectibles.
Before we dive into ranting
hate
about
it.
the game,
Um,
tell what is the game? Tell people how would you categorize it? We're always really bad.
It's one of those really artsy types of games. So Santa Monica, actually kind of
God of War.
publishes. No, they like sponsor, or they're the publishers for a lot of really artsy games. I don't know if they did Journey. I don't know if they might have published that, but they published Unfinished Swan. God, I think there were a couple other, but they like these really weird niche kind of artsy indie games, and this is
Which is cool.
Yeah, it's
let's
awesome.
give them some
Unfinished
props for
Swan's
that.
a great game.
It's cool.
Yeah, and this is a game about like this girl, and it's
More basic. It's a third-person game, right?
Yeah,
Third-person
Oh, God, it's hard to even.
Base color palette.
adventure.
What even is it?
Third-person adventure. I get is that
Sort
what,
of. Yeah,
If
Prancer.
I was to just break it down, it's a
third-person
third-person adventure
Prancer.
game.
I think
Yeah.
I think a
It's
lot
not
of it
action.
relies
I don't
on
want to
the
throw the word
movement.
action in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's definitely a very unique style of movement. Right?
You literally prance to run.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
I will say I will give the game credit for some of the character model movements were actually like they looked like a dancer.
Yes.
Like I give it credit for
Kristen used to run around like that all the time.
Oh God.
All the
that. Did
time.
she have ribbons?
No ribbons. She did not have ribbons, but she used to always move around like that.
Yeah. I think when we were talking, I think Josh was here or whatever.
Not quite as.
I loved that when I said this is the most pretentious game I've ever played in my life, and Josh was like, "Well, what is it?" I was like, "Well, you like run around and dance around." He's like, "Oh, you mean like a ribbon dance or whatever?" I was like, "Yes,
Yes,
exactly
exactly
right.
like
Really,
that.
yeah.
The most pretentious of the dancers. Yes, that one. Right? That is this game. Like that's the best way to describe it.
Yes.
Yeah. You ever seen that Olympic event where somebody's dancing around with a ribbon or doing the ball one's kind of crazy because some of those people do it instead of with ribbons, they do the ball thing. You seen that? That's actually kind of crazy. But the ribbon, are you kidding me? Just move around and it's going to follow you. Right? That's the whole idea.
Oh my God.
They're very skilled athletes, and I'm sure they spent a crazy amount of money and time and effort and all that, and they're awesome. But this game, not the case.
Wow.
One good thing about the game is
They're the best ribbon dancers ever. I'm sure of it.
I guess
This
it's
game?
hard. to,
The
Oh,
Olympic
okay,
athletes.
yes.
Yeah.
It's hard to talk about the game without talking about its like actual art style and how the world looks when you're in the dancing mode, right? Like we can get in the plot later, but it's like everything's made of cubes, kind of, and when you
Yeah.
get near, they'll like get bigger or smaller, and it's like the environment it's not constantly doing it.
It's
Like
like
You know what,
it's like you're pushing the environment away from you. As
yeah,
you're moving.
or sometimes it gets big. Like it's the way it interacts with you. When I first saw it, I'm like, oh my God, that is so cool. Like that is
At
it's-
first, it totally sucked me in.
yeah.
And I did
At
think,
first.
yeah, this could be really cool, right? It actually reminded me of like, this is like the world that like Max Headroom lives in, or something, right? Like I thought that when I was playing. It's like this weird.
Oh, that weird
it's
computer
like a,
guy.
Yeah, it's like this throwback,
Max Headroom, you're going straight back to like late 70s.
but it's like it's kind of like that because it's or even like Lawnmower Man, right? Same guy, I think. But it's that like, it's very blocky. It's very that kind of 8-bit sort of influence going on in this world, but it's not that, right? It's more than that, but at the same time, there's just not much there.
Yeah,
Abzu was a very similar world.
But even Abzu like had stuff going on.
Yeah,
This-
all those crazy fish, which were awesome.
Yeah, well, and just like I don't know, I don't think I've been as bored with the game as I've been with this game in a long time. And this game got decent reviews. Like I looked online, I think that like IGN gave it like a 7.5.
Wow, really?
Yeah, like I was surprised when I looked at the reviews. That was part of the reason why
It's
I was
because it's
Journey
an
was-
artsy game, and they
Journey
always
was way better.
way
I
better.
love
hands
Journey.
down.
It had
comparatively.
Journey had a point. This game has
Yes.
no point. It's the same thing
It's
over
about
and over.
it has 71% on Metacritic. IGN gave it a 7. But the game is about moving on from childhood trauma. Can we
How
get...
do you get that from any of it?
I paid very close attention to the plot it has, and
Because her dad leaves? Is that what it is?
that's the only part. Okay,
Really?
That's the
I didn't
trauma.
get that far.
No, you didn't.
I
You have these really shitty. Sorry, I said it, but it's true. You have these really bad like memory scenes where you're forced to walk through a room that you can't see at all.
I
It's the
actually
most
like
convoluted ever. But then it like slowly comes into play, and then you can like turn around and look at it. And the whole time you're just looking for a door, so you can get the hell out of there, right?
yeah. So
I was-
Eventually, the
I
door comes
had
into
to-
play, and you get the hell out of
I
there.
had to do this weird dance stuff to get away from a wall twice. And it was like, I'm done. I'm done.
yeah, so not only is the game short, but it's also very slow, and the dancing is like so
Which
slow.
was cool
Sometimes
initially.
the character will stop. She'll stop, and I'll have to stop dancing and then restart. Right?
How many times did you dance off the edge of something?
Oh, not.
You didn't do that?
No.
Oh,
I
I
almost
danced off
did,
the
though.
edge of things several times.
Oh, there were parts when you'd like fall like 2 feet, and you'd like, and you'd slowly get up, and I'm like,
my
oh my
God,
god,
it's
and it
so
was
pretentious.
required to go down. Like, yeah, and the dancing, it felt like an afterthought because there's like barely any variation to it. Like there's no, and it's like this
Wolf kill
weird,
every time.
like, there's ballet, and then there's weird, like pretentious ballet, and it was that just a weird.
Yeah, like the
ballet.
ribbon dancers at the Olympics.
Yeah, like it was
What the
just
hell
dumb.
am I watching? Right?
I mean, maybe people dance like that, but it's like she had like 3 moves, and they're
Yeah.
all super boring.
You
Yeah,
make like this
it
weird.
lacked depth.
Oh, totally. There's no.
Yeah.
I didn't understand the point of anything I was doing. So, you start out in the game as a pregnant lady, right? Who goes
Yeah,
who
which I
goes
was
down
like-
to
I
the
was like,
beach, which
Walking
is which
so slow.
so. But that like prepares you for this game. It's that
Yeah.
bad. And I also thought when she walks, it's really weird how like. Did you notice that the sandy beach is like this water bed?
Yes.
It has like waterbed elements where when she steps, the whole sand kind of goes whoo under her foot, and then she
But
lifts
have
it
you
up
ever
and it
been
goes
in like
"Bloop."
really soft sand before?
No, like quicksand. Like, there's no sand that soft.
Okay, maybe not quite that soft.
Yeah,
But yes, I've been in sand that you sink, you step into it, and your foot's covered every time you step
yeah,
in.
but everything around you doesn't go woo woo.
No,
and
no,
bounce
no,
back,
no.
right? Like the whole
No,
was
and
like,
it doesn't
was like
bounce
Jello
back.
sand.
No.
That's how the game interacts with you, though. When you're in the ballet mode, maybe they just forgot to code it different.
I don't know. If this game was made by like one person, then like kudos for them for making their first game. I give them that credit. There's no, but that's it. Like I don't. If there was this major team that made this game and like all these minds behind it, like I don't. Where was it? Like where was all that effort? I just didn't see it. This game didn't do it for me at all. I beat it though. I played through the whole thing, and then I got to the end, and it was like I looked at the trophy list because I care about trophies now because you get money for it, right? So I looked at trophies, and I was like, maybe I'll see. It's such a simple turd fest. It can't be that hard. It can't be that hard to platinum this game, right? There are little stupid things in each level that you're supposed to find.
Yeah,
Right?
no, those little.
Screw it. I'm not doing
Yeah.
it. It's not worth it. It's not worth my time for my $10 off on the PSN. It's not worth it. Even though I got the game for free.
So this game could potentially pay you, and you're like, nope,
Nope.
not happening.
I'll give you $10 to subject yourself to another 4 hours of this. No. I'll just go to work.
Exactly.
Yeah, right? Go to work and buy a real game. Like, I was really kind of...
This is a real game.
It's a game of patience, I'll tell you that. And you failed. You lost the game of patience. I wanted to play through the game. So the pregnant chick is on the beach, and she stops at these weird points along the beach. And-
Spoiler alert.
yeah, right. And yeah, big spoiler, shocker. This game is the exact same from the instant you start it to the instant you finish it.
Slow.
It's really slow and very pretentious. And you stop at like 3 places, is that right? 4 places along the
4,
beach,
yeah.
all to go to the house that's the stairway, like 20 steps away from you. It's all right there. It's all within. You could have gotten
it's-
to the area so quickly.
What she does is she sits down and she opens this book and she reads it, and so like you're playing through her how she deals with her childhood trauma, and then she like walks up 2 more feet, and you know from the beginning of the game because she looks at the house, the camera's like settles on the house, like it's apparent that you're going to go there, but she keeps stopping, and it's like, what if it was on the car ride there? She's looking at the notebook, and then she goes to the house.
Oh yeah. Well,
Like,
and
that
then
would
it's
almost
like
be better.
as you turn the pages, right, in the notebook, you hit X on one, and it does again super
You gotta
aggravatingly
hold it there
slow.
forever for
You
it to
hold
do
it.
it.
And also turning the pages
so
didn't even
bad.
work well.
No, it's not a very good game. Again, if one dude made it, okay.
It was a team.
Yeah,
It took 3 years to develop, and
Oh my God,
one and a
really?
half years in. No, I think it was 3.5 years, but 1.5 years into the development, they decided we're going to make it about dancers. I don't know why I put that accent on there, but like, yeah, like so
because
it was,
you're trying
it was
to add to the pretentiousness
sort of a
of it.
a late game thing.
Well, if you're
Wow,
gonna make it pretentious, it better be
3 years?
British.
How many levels are in the game? Maybe 5?
Yeah, 5. Dude, by the end, I was looking up the tower to count. I'm like, oh, please tell me more. And I saw that there was one left. I'm like, yes!
Well, and even when you end the levels, you get on this weird, like, magic carpet thing.
God.
It takes forever.
No,
You're even
I
moving
figured
so
out
fast.
that you can run on it. Or you
Yeah,
can do like
you do like a little one-leg prance thing with your arms
and
out.
paper mache stuff
Yeah.
comes out of your... I mean,
Your hoo-ha?
I'm not even joking. It's weird.
It's not good.
I'm like,
It's
oh,
not
okay. I'd actually like to talk about the plot a little bit. So I figured it out as playing. So basically, each level,
I won't miss anything.
No, keep talking.
each level is about like one sort of
Uh-huh.
childhood thing she moved on from. So in the first level, or you like become immune to that big creature shouting at you, and then you go through the memory, and it's like you realize that creature's your dad, and it's like when it I don't know. It was a dumb memory because it wasn't the dad shouting at her. It was the parents having an argument and the kids like hiding behind a car. And it's like, I mean, is that like really such a traumatic, memory? I'm like, okay, I'll give it some, like, maybe the argument was really bad, but we like, you don't know because you can't hear what they're saying because like this weird memory sequence. Then the next one is about you like these little paper airplane things you have to dance through or else they'll like cut you up and kill you. And then you realize
cut
the
to
memory
death.
for that is that the little
I
girl
didn't
you
do that one.
play as and then her brother were throwing paper airplanes and then the mom was yelling at them. And I'm like, is that such a traumatic memory that you need to jot it down in this notebook, spend like an hour, 10 minutes thinking about and be like, I'm ready to move on from that time that we were throwing hundreds of paper airplanes in our house and our mom was like, stop throwing paper airplanes. And then one of them, there's like these walls of beads that you have to go through.
No wonder her dad left.
Yeah,
right?
oh my god, and everyone's so whiny. It's like, these are tiny problems. The mom, like...
He's like, I'd love to stay for the kids, but I'm out. I can't
the
handle
mom,
it. Sorry,
like,
kids.
broke her necklace and was like throwing the beads. I don't know why, or why that was so significant that you needed to devote an entire level of the game to it. The only part of the game that was actually like, oh, that's some stuff that would be hard to move on from is when her dad leaves and he's like... And she, like, in the dancing world, she's like, why did you leave us? And he's like, because I could. And he just leaves. I'm like, oh, God. That was the one time I was like, okay, I get it. But all the other memories were just dumb.
Yeah,
It's
the
not
game is
things to be
stupid.
traumatized about. Unless you're a weak little spineless baby, then play this game. I don't even know. I don't
Like, maybe this was, like, personally affected these developers in some
One
way.
time
like,
my mom threw me beads,
yeah.
and I've never been the same.
Cheerio. Pep, pep.
I threw my paper
My Uncle
airplanes.
Bob.
And my mom got a little bit annoyed. Never been the same after that. Yeah, my dad left me. Shut up. That's nothing.
Are you excited for the DLC and the paid content
Oh,
that
I
comes
was
out
like,
for this
are
game?
you serious? Yeah, no. I give this game 3.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I give it a very strong 3.
Because
It's
I'm
very
also
turdish.
grading on the fact that buying this for $20 and with the quality content like Unfinished Swan, right? From Santa Monica publishing these really good indie titles to publishing this, like that must just be a kick in the nuts. So
I feel bad. I
3.
feel bad. I give it a solid 3. Also, it's very turdish. I feel bad because I kind of feel like whoever was the brains behind this game really had this like personal thing that they were trying to get across in this game, but it's so convoluted and so I just keep screaming pretentious. Like this game is just it's overselling itself for what it is.
Yeah.
It's not very good. If I would have paid any amount of money for this game, I'd be upset.
Yeah.
I really would. Because I would have done what you did. I wish I would have done what you did. The only reason I didn't is because I kept thinking this game's gonna get better.
Yeah. And all the levels felt really
I did get-
unconnected too.
To be
The
clear,
whole game felt unconnected.
Yeah.
I didn't know what the hell was going on the whole time.
that was after getting through a first level or getting to the first level and like getting.
Yeah. Well, okay. To also be clear, how long did it take you to beat the game?
1 hour 55 minutes.
Yeah, I think I was just over 2 hours. Like we're right. I think we're within like 15 minutes of each
Yeah.
other. Like, and I wasn't racing through it.
So I wasn't
just-
far at
At
all.
the end,
No.
at the end, I just ran the whole time. I was like
Oh,
I would
the last
run
two
through
levels.
the obstacles.
Yeah, I found the sprint button, which is like L2, I think.
Oh, but you don't even
I just
go that
never,
fast.
I never stopped holding it down. I
Yeah.
just raced. Yeah,
That's what I did from the beginning.
What did,
Yeah.
what did you
Because
do,
I told you how to
Jeremiah?
do it.
yeah.
2.5.
Okay. Yeah.
It was a straight up turd
Yeah.
Yeah.
with a side of ish.
Point
Yeah.
is, it's not worth it. Neither. I played a little bit of Worms Battlegrounds.
It's never getting this month. This was a pretty crappy month.
Yeah.
Yeah,
games.
I watched the previews of Worms Battlegrounds, and I'm glad I did before I hit download.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't worth the
it
space.
didn't
I
look
deleted
good.
it like immediately.
It looked like cannon fodder, just not even improved from cannon
So
fodder.
I know Bound was terrible, but I did decent at least picking it over Worms.
Yeah. Oh no. Okay. There was another free
Should I snap
game
my
that was
hat
like
now?
hidden. Dungeon, or I think it was Dungeon Punks, or something, or it's like the side scroller beat 'em up where you get to play as like.
I downloaded that.
yeah,
I haven't played it at all.
It's pretty decent. Better than Bound.
yeah.
So-
not saying much, but
Yeah.
better than Bound.
I'd recommend getting a Dungeon Punks, I believe it's called.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's
I haven't played it yet. I downloaded it.
it's an alright game, better than Bound. Yeah. So let's.
Let's
tired-
move
I'm
on
sick
like
and
it
tired
didn't
of
happen. And I actually, I'm going to propose this idea because we did already get announced what our next Nerd Play games are. And I think if we pick one, it should be, I believe it's like Darksiders 2 or something that
wait,
came
that's
out.
free?
And it's free now. It's
Oh,
the
okay, so
ultimate
what are
like
the-
Supreme Edition,
What
which
are
comes
the
with everything.
nerd games?
There's some other ones in there that I don't think are going to matter.
Yeah.
The big thing that they're doing now with PlayStation is we're getting a free VR game.
Yeah, I
Every
noticed
time.
that.
And
Yeah.
even
I'm
even
loading up on
Bound
'em.
was VR, and I'm getting
my God.
like that was an option, right? Like, oh, it's better. No, it's not. Now I'm actually in the world. Great. Now I can't get out.
if I look down, I see my toes.
yeah, right. Hey, my ribbons. And, oh my god. Kill me now. Is there a kill button?
Oh my god.
I'm gonna propose, and I was
Every
thinking about
carry.
doing this with the anime. We're coming up on our best of the year episode, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say if you want to play Darksiders or whatever, go for it. But I'm gonna propose we don't do a nerd play and we don't do a new anime, and
Okay.
let's get caught up and refresh ourselves on what we've watched through the year and what we've played, and so we can really bring our favorites to the table. How do you
Okay.
guys feel about that?
I like that idea.
I think.
Yeah.
What do you think? That's fair
Yeah.
enough. That gives us a couple weeks to do.
You got a couple
that,
months
and-
to go back on.
Yeah, yeah. That way,
what?
you can also go to the website and see, because you didn't join us first of
Oh,
the year,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So you can go through and kind of see what we watched or whatever, maybe preview some stuff. That gives us a month to get refreshed.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't pick your favorite beer.
Yeah, yeah. If you do, we'll talk about it later.
None on
We
the
don't
ca-
promote that. Drink responsibly. Nerd recklessly. So, do we want to talk... Should we go to Punisher? This is going to be a long episode.
Okay.
Should we go Punisher and then My Hero? Because I got some stuff to say about both of these.
All right.
All right. So, let's do Punisher first.
Okay.
Wait,
Yeah,
do
right.
yours.
Yeah, you're the best at it. That's pretty good. We should have got you a gun. I have like toy guns in the garage.
I got real guns out in the truck.
You own it. That's because you live it. That's why. That's why you're so good at it.
I don't have the healing factor, and
Yeah,
based
that's a
after this,
complaint.
he has a superpower, and it's his healing factor.
Yep.
Yeah, totally. Right. So before we dive
Good night's
into
rest.
Punisher,
Yeah, exactly.
I do want to address an issue, which is will Netflix keep making Marvel shows? Because we talked about this.
Yes.
We heard no at first, and then we heard yes, and then we heard no again.
Yeah.
What I heard
I've
was
looked
2019.
into it.
I heard they might move to the new one. I'm not entirely sure
Well,
about that though.
okay. So when Disney announced that they're making their own network and they're taking all of the Disney movies away, people freaked out, right?
Yep.
Their stock actually dropped over 5 points, whatever that means. The lot,
That's-
as far
yeah,
as the
that's a
stock
lot.
world's concerned. I'm not
Oh,
into
forgot to
stocks.
mention EA's stock dropped. It was like $3 billion. So,
Good.
Sweet.
Good. I'm glad. They lost all that money that they made on their stupid decisions.
Yeah.
Watch our previous episode. 100, it was live. So
First live.
yeah.
Well, okay, second live.
Yeah.
But
Shortest episode ever.
the first one.
But so they made a deal back in 2012. Disney made a deal with Netflix to stream all of the Disney stuff, right?
Yes.
And so that deal will last through 2018. So every movie we get in 2018, Infinity War, Black Panther, what's the other? There's one more.
Well, Thor.
No,
but
through
2018.
2018. There's 3 of them that we get next year. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but there's 3 of them: Black Panther, Infinity War, and one more. Maybe
Wasp.
Wasp. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Ant-Man and Wasp,
Yeah.
right? We will get those on Netflix because that's what the deal relates to. Then the deal's up. So all the movies and exclusive Disney licensed products, that's it. They're no longer going to be on Netflix. The deal with, as far as the Netflix shows go, is a separate agreement, and Disney doesn't even actually own those. They just make a certain amount of money because they're using their characters, right? So Netflix officially owns those shows. They will never leave Netflix.
Nice.
And Disney's really pleased with what Netflix has done with their characters and the following that it's created. They're going to keep doing those shows.
Good.
So that's a separate contract. Has nothing to do with what's happening. As far as like some figures go, 10.7%. It's like Netflix doesn't really release numbers. They're really kind of cagey about that whole thing. But as far there's like these other external groups that have tried to create numbers, and they say that over 10% of people that subscribe to Netflix watched Daredevil to start out with, right?
Wow.
Which equates to over 10 million people, which is a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of people. And that's just the first Daredevil series. And then back to that, I want to say like 14% of people watched Iron Fist. So like that's how much, and I know that's a downfall because Iron Fist is kind of crappy. It's kind of very crappy. But that tells you how long those people were hanging in, right? So I'm assuming those shows in between are in between those numbers somewhere, which is a lot.
Yeah, usually retention rate goes down, like for sequels or things that are added on, but it's going up when that's awesome.
Totally awesome, right? So it's not going anywhere. It's such a cash cow for them. And actually, Netflix has invested over $20 billion into their Netflix exclusive stuff. So it's not going anywhere. We are going to get to keep watching it.
I like it.
Nice.
Just to clear the air on all that stuff that we previously talked about, it's official, not going away. So now,
Sweet.
Into Punisher. Yeah. I keep thinking Ryu every time we do that. I want to do that. Hadouken!
Hadouken!
Yeah. Right? Yeah. What'd you guys think of Punisher?
I abso-freaking-lutely loved it.
Yeah.
I really did. I think it took a magnifying glass to every stereotype that they covered.
Yep.
So, like, everything they did was just blown way bigger than it actually is. Or maybe it is, they've just focused on it to the point of what it actually is. I don't know. But it's... They really covered the PTSD thing.
Yeah.
They really covered that strong.
Yeah.
They made it out as if you ever served, you have PTSD. It's kind of what they made it look like. And I'm like, I don't know that that's entirely the case, but the whole PTSD thing doesn't just encompass people who have served. I mean, there can be other things for it.
Well, but to be fair, Frank Castle was the extreme of the military division, right?
Yes.
So anybody.
No. His part of the story is totally covered that, but I mean, like the way.
Well, but I think that even like those people that he knows, like the guy who runs the group where they all get together and talk about that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No.
Yeah, never mind. Other guy.
It's as far as all that goes, like anybody that was in cahoots with Frank Castle is on that extreme end of the spectrum. Like if you knew him in the military, you did some crazy stuff, right?
And I guess to be fair, you only see the people that are in that group, and so they already have PTSD, so you don't really meet any other.
But they really didn't.
Like...
Okay, so what they covered in that too, though, they had the fat guy. That was the
faker.
The faker.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
And then they had the Afghan vet that came back and totally flipped his cookies over it.
And I really liked that that was the breaking point for the major PTSD character.
Yeah.
Wasn't like he was already on the verge the whole time.
Oh yeah, no.
But the thing that tipped him over was how much that dude betrayed him and
Yeah.
everything he stood for. Like, I actually really appreciated that was the thing that did it, right?
And I'm not saying it was a bad thing. I'm just saying that they just really take a magnifying glass to that.
Yeah, for sure.
And it was. I think the way the characters were portrayed was done really well. The action sequences were amazing. The way they did it. I really think they brought Micro in well.
I loved
and they
Micro. Actually, I
liked
really
him.
cared about
They
him.
played Micro's character very well, and his support was never wanted, but it was needed at the times it was provided.
Yeah.
I love how they banter off of each other.
That was great.
Yeah.
Dude, I love that.
The only... What were we going to say?
Oh, go ahead.
The only thing I didn't like about Micro was when they got into the weird, like I get that he's been, a year or two that he's been just monitoring his family. But when Castle comes in and like starts helping out around the house of his wife and starts dealing with all that, I was not a big fan of this weird, like, I'm jealous because my wife's got the hots for you type thing and like whatever. Like that whole drama fest that started happening. It started to lose me.
Once again, that's
that
one of the
series.
things that I was getting back to, where the whole magnifying glass, it takes it bigger than what it actually is, I think.
Yeah.
But like I said, they went into that, and when they got into that, they just went, this is what we've got.
Yeah.
They did that
Did
with
that happen
everything.
in the comics?
No, I don't think.
Oh.
Well, no,
I don't think
none of
so.
this is canon to the comics. The way the comics work,
Oh.
dude. If you go back,
Well, that's not totally true though. There's a lot of nods to comic stuff in it, but it's not verbatim.
No.
Not at all.
no. And if you look at the comic stuff, if you look at the comics, the Frank Castle in the comics is he's got no conscience. He's got no nothing. He is a solely revenge based killer, and he takes just glee in his killing, which I loved. I don't get me wrong. It's like some of the few comics that I've actually read and enjoyed.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's a killing machine, and that's all he is a machine.
Yeah. The basic mentality of him in the comics is if you don't kill the villain, then you're weaker than the villain.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
The strong will survive. Is basically his mentality through the comics.
And his white gloved and booted suit sucks, but
Yeah.
the blood and violence makes up for it.
Yeah. That's so you can see the blood.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Yeah. The blood doesn't show up as good on black.
But it's so hard to clean the white.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bring back the whole military polished and clean environment
right,
because they're
yeah.
always polished before.
Yeah.
Anyway, but no, this Frank Castle really brought an identifying tone to it. You can see what he's going through and identify with that and say, hey, I understand where you're coming from. I'm not going to be to that extreme you are, but I understand.
Yeah.
And they did that through a lot of stuff, like what they're doing with the what's her name? The reporter chick that used to be the
Oh, yeah. I can't remember her name either now.
Karen Page?
Karen Page.
Yeah.
But the whole that, I mean, that grounded you. The whole interaction with the wife that grounded you, and I mean, it was like they did a lot of good jobs with that, and like the whole just playing catch with the kid. I mean,
Yeah.
it was something that's like it's like wow, dude, this
While
guy's...
his dad is watching.
Yes, that
Right?
was awesome.
That was-
well, the dad
I
didn't
like
watch
that.
Yeah, well, he came around the corner in person,
Yeah.
and saw him doing it. But yeah, but like I said though, is the whole thing of this is a real guy. This isn't just some deranged murderer, and that's all he is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I loved that scene when the real dad was there, and it's like, oh, I felt for him.
Yeah.
And that scene is like, oh my god, this is
I
what he's
know.
wanted to do with his son
I know.
for years, right? And he's
Yep.
just watched and like,
I need to be here for my son, and he did need to be there for his son, but it wasn't the right time.
Yeah.
And Frank Castle was totally about that too. So he's like, dude, you don't understand. This is not the time.
yeah, because Castle has his own agendas.
Yeah.
But at that time, it made sense though. Is why though?
Well, and the son would have gotten like killed or if
Exactly.
everyone found out that he was alive.
Yeah. I give a lot of credit to Netflix once again for these Netflix series to representing really strong, awesome females. I think
yes.
Karen. I almost think Karen kind of backstepped a little bit.
Little,
I think
she went
could have
almost
been
Stockholm.
stronger, right? But the detective that
Yes.
was following, she was bad.
I didn't like her at first, but the more I saw her, the more I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because at first she seemed kind of
I loved her
whiny
car,
and
though.
complaining, but then I was like, oh, but she's really cool and she's sassy and
I loved her. I loved
I-
her car,
I liked her.
and I got to give a shout out to whoever did the audio in this because the audio was accurate. that is what those cars built
During
would
the
sound
chase
like.
scene.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the new Mustang sounded just like the new Mustang with the Coyote motor.
Yeah.
That is like, okay, that's spot on. Awesome. And if you built out an older V8, that's exactly what that would sound like. I'm like, okay, that's awesome. Kudos. Because how many times, like, well, Firefly. Remember the freaking mule?
Oh my god.
It would go from sounding like this little putter 250cc 4-stroke
How many strokes
four-wheeler.
is it? Yeah.
Like it is, and then it would go back to sounding like a Harley in the next one. You know, it's like, okay, no. That's
And
just,
then you watch the movie, and it's a hovercraft.
exactly.
Right, yeah.
No, but you know what I'm saying, though. It's like, whoever's doing the audio does not know what they're doing.
Yeah, yeah.
It's, oh, wait, this is motorcycle close enough. No, it's not.
Yeah. I really enjoyed how I wish I could remember her name. The detective chick in it.
Menendez or Mendez or something.
I loved how strong she was through the whole thing and out for her own objectives, but at the same time like sympathizing with scenarios that were going on, and she was still sexy through the whole thing. Like it was
Even
cool
when she was
that,
beat to crap, that
oh,
was
but
awesome.
it was cool that she was like representing that
Oh yeah, she was overseas for a long time.
yeah. Well, but I love that she like represented that like kind of sex symbol side of the female character, but like still so strong and like defiant at the same time. And like I thought she was done really, really well, and I
Yes.
really enjoyed her character. I think that's something that that I haven't heard enough people talking about as far as these Netflix series goes. Because there's so much uproar of like Wonder Woman's the best like female representation ever and all these other things. It's like this big issue this year as far as I think that's something that's going to be stamped on 2017, right? It just kind of is as far as superheroes and all that goes. And I don't think there's enough acknowledgement for what Netflix has done with its female characters in
Jessica
their Netflix
Jones
original series. It's
Yeah.
like they're all really strong. Even the what's her name from Luke Cage? I can't remember her name now either.
I'm
Oh,
sick and tired of her.
But even she's like
What,
this super strong character.
the
in
nurse?
that
Well, no,
series.
it's not.
Are you talking about the
her
nurse?
character?
Who's
It's
the
just that she's. She wasn't in Punisher.
No.
Finally, I was like,
No,
who-
I was expecting that to be one of the tie-ins, but they didn't do it.
Yeah.
but no, I mean, but it was mainly like her relationship with Luke Cage totally forced.
Oh, not the nurse. I mean the other chick. The detective chick.
Oh,
the first one.
Misty
he
Knight.
played with.
Yeah.
Misty
Misty
Knight.
Knight.
I
Yeah,
loved
she's
her character.
awesome.
She
Yeah.
was awesome, right? Super. I think that Rosario Dawson is the worst one of them all.
Yeah.
I think she is. But
Look,
the,
I'm Rosario Dawson. Hi.
yeah, right.
I'm in the show.
They pay me a lot.
Do you know me? I'm Rosario Dawson. Like, yes.
But who's
Get
the
outta here.
best character in Iron Fist? It's totally his girlfriend.
Yeah.
Right? Dude,
Yeah.
she can kick my ass any day. Like, that chick's awesome. Right? Like, she sells that series for me. Like, the women are represented so awesome and so well in these series. They deserve more credit. And Netflix deserves more
Yes.
credit for what they've done as far as that representation goes. I said my piece, but they really deserve it.
No, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Darley, I didn't even think about it till you put it on right there, but yeah, no, this is the year of that.
Oh, totally. Like, there's so much scandal stuff going on, and like, you know, like, and also good stuff. But it's like there's so much of that going on right now. It's like I wish that somebody would acknowledge that Netflix has been doing it right. This isn't their first show.
And I'm gonna get flamed for this, but I mean, how much of that scandal stuff has gotten to the point of the like almost the copycat stuff? It's like it's become the in thing to
Oh, for
blow
sure.
it out.
Yeah.
So it's like,
And I
Yeah.
think that's because it's the media. Like, that's the thing for the media to capitalize on right now. But
exactly.
it's just, I wish that more positive representation would.
And
come
I'm not
from it.
condoning it. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
I think
Yeah, no.
I think the legitimate cases of it being what it is wrong, but I think it's getting blown out of proportion.
that's the definition of a hot button, right? Everybody's hitting it. That's just what it is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I think I didn't have really many issues with Punisher. I had to kind of look for them. The subplots,
Yeah.
some of the subplots were like all right. Like I don't know. Sometimes I didn't care too
You knew
much.
it was going to get good when we started doing that, though.
Yeah, but yeah, when he started going, oh, I was like, oh yeah. The villains felt
There's
just a
going to be
little.
blood.
What are you doing with my son?
The villains felt a little
Hi, Holly.
rushed, right?
Yeah, I could see that.
Agent Orange, there wasn't enough
But
to
that's-
him. I wanted
Yeah, okay.
to see more.
Agent Orange, definitely. I was going to say the
Beautiful man.
the beautiful man. I think they did a really good job with him.
Yeah.
They
But
really
Agent,
they developed him through several episodes really well.
yeah.
But I think this is where where Punisher gets a little formulaic because
Is with him.
The instant I saw him, I knew he was the bad guy.
Oh yeah.
Right?
I actually didn't.
You didn't think?
Really?
Instantly when I saw him, I was
Oh my
like,
God.
he's going to stab him in the back. Especially when they started showing flashback stuff of him, and that was like, he's this cocky
But
guy
he helped.
that's
He
gonna
helped
do
Punisher
that.
out.
No, okay.
I knew
you
that
can't tell
that
me
was
you
gonna
did not
happen.
see that coming.
Well, okay, my dad. We're gonna get into some spoilers here. Basically, my dad told me that there was a character named Jigsaw. I was gonna say like Button Face, but I'm like, that's not right. A character named Jigsaw in it.
The
and he's
original
like,
Butterface.
and I'm like, okay. And then they said the guy's name, and I looked him up, and then it said Jigsaw. I'm like, oh, cool. That happens to me sometimes. If I need to like look up a character's name, yeah, I get spoiled. But then you realized, oh, I know why it is, because they constantly talk about how pretty he is,
Yeah.
and it's like, yeah. So I'm sure for a Punisher fan, that must have just been like, oh, I can't
Yes,
wait.
it was.
Yeah.
And that mirror scene was.
Oh God!
I
God.
love that.
When he shot him in the
right
when
through
he,
the mouth.
screamed.
Yeah, went in and out in the yeah,
Yeah,
freaking
he like
awesome.
spit his teeth out. I'm like, oh, this is it.
I have a little bit of issue with how the Punisher takes on a bunch of people, and it's really cool whenever he does it. Right, there are several moments in this series where he is a one-man army,
Yes.
and it's awesome. But there's also several moments where like
He
the
takes
intensity of that gets the better of him, and he gets shot how many times?
Yeah,
he
no,
gets
he
messed up how
he
many
takes
times?
a huge beating. Like I said,
I wasn't a big fan of the sloppiness that he got into a few times in the series. That kind of started to bug
Yeah,
me.
no, he did.
I
Like
love that.
I wanted him to be more tactical. Like go in with a plan, execute that plan flawlessly, and get the hell out. And that wasn't the case.
Okay, I loved the point that he was getting hit and that was happening, but it did bring me to the point of like, okay, I know I've followed Punisher, not really heavily, but I've always been a fan of him and follows him. Does he have a healing factor?
Yeah,
I actually had to go look that
It's
up.
called the Good Night's Rest.
Yeah,
That's all he needs.
No, but I'm just saying, it's like I physically typed into Google, does Punisher have an accelerated healing factor?
yeah.
To which it was, Punisher is like a human person who has done 5 tours in Nam.
Yeah.
Had to lie for the last 2 of them. Okay, so he does not have it. So like that was, like you're saying, that was a major detractor after I read that. I was like, okay. He should,
I thought they went a little overboard with that.
yeah, when he went into the next deal, he should have just had a bigger handicap.
Yeah. Like it should have, which there were a couple scenes where he would like do something and then like grab the shoulder that he'd just been shot through, but it should be a little more than that.
Yeah,
right? Dude,
exactly.
This has been less than
But
a
he's
week.
so angry that he
I guess his adrenaline's just
Okay,
constantly
the amount
pumping.
of blood he lost in the torture episode with Agent
Yeah.
Orange, like, no way. That is so much
No,
blood.
dude, that
Yeah.
would be a week and a half of recovery just to get your blood count back up.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
They did adrenaline shot him or whatever to keep him awake.
Yeah, but
right?
adrenaline shots like maybe a minute at most.
But no,
Yeah.
what adrenaline would do is make your blood pump faster. More blood comes out of you.
Yeah.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is like if you do the EpiPen thing, you're gonna get maybe a minute max
Yeah.
benefit from it. Probably more like 15 seconds.
I got him on the ground. That's all I needed. He's like, "Ooh." It's like he's screaming who? He's like an owl.
Well, one other thing that I kind of took issue with it was that he constantly has these flashback scenes of him and his wife,
I liked that.
and he's like all lovey with them. My favorite flashback scene is when he borderlines on being too aggressive with his son, like on the ferry, and he like looks around and he's like,
Yeah.
maybe did anybody see me do that? Like that was my favorite one because he's an asshole through the rest of the series, right? But every time they show him in his flashbacks, it's like this super awesome scene and like it couldn't be better and he's such this nice guy and whatever. And the other one was when he was with his wife and she's asking like, is he really here or is he still there? Like which one's the real you? Like that was also a good scene.
And then that was in the torture scene.
Yeah, and
And
I
I really
like
appreciated
that those ones were
And that's what I
were
was thinking
represented. They were really good, and they were because it showed that he was always that frank.
He's not
all
perfect.
the time.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I was gonna say that was the point in time when it brought it back to this is what it is.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because before that, it was definitely it was his flashback as ideal. What's going on? Other than when the kid,
I just can't imagine Frank Castle married anybody or being in a relationship with anyone without domestic violence going on.
God,
Right?
That would be
Like-
almost too. Yeah.
Like, there's no way, based on his character and everything going on, like, this, when he snaps, he snaps. Right?
Ouch.
And it's way too far.
Well, because he talked
Yeah.
about snapping with his son before when he drew the Marine on the wall, and you're like, that's a douche thing to do, but it makes it so that you're not like, oh, Frank Castle. You're like, oh God, I don't know how to feel about him, right?
Yeah.
The whole time. But I was going to say my favorite flashback scene is when he gets punched in the face and then he falls back on the bed.
Yeah.
And it's all like, there's like the jazz playing and there's like this, that was really funny.
Kenny G's in the background. And just like,
Yeah.
yeah. But like, that's his ecstasy, right? It's
Yeah.
like, it's either one or the other.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was, I really enjoyed the series. I don't think it's better than Daredevil season 2.
Yeah.
I still think that's a better representation of the Punisher. Those rooftop scenes,
The
when he's
Daredevil
talking
season
to
2
Daredevil, the court scenes are awesome. I feel like at the end of this Punisher one, the way he's just let off again I found that to be a little disappointing.
And if you go to the comics, he breaks out.
Yeah, it's
Which
like,
I don't get. They
Dude,
should have put him in jail.
Well,
man.
no, he went back to the same jail. God, a dozen times at least, probably.
he'd have to.
Well, no, he did in the comics, and he gets broken out, or he broke out a couple of times. He gets brought out by specialist interest stuff.
Yeah.
A couple of times, and then he breaks out with other people, not on his own, a couple of more times. So it's like,
Yeah.
I'd like to see him interact with Fisk more because I thought that was really good in Punisher season 2.
Yeah.
His interactions with him, I'd like to see more of that. But there's the future. But I'm excited. I'm also really excited for Jigsaw. Like,
well,
what?
they also had, like I said, in this too, they couldn't go to that. They had to establish his own universe.
Well, I think
Yeah.
one thing that is that the Marvel series is lacking. We got our what was the one where they all
Seriously?
came together? What was the one where they all
Defenders.
the Defenders?
Yeah.
I want like the Destroyers, and I want Fisk and Jigsaw, and I want the bad guys to team up. Like the next Defenders needs to be the bad guys versus the good guys.
The already established bad guys instead of crappy new ones.
Yeah, and please let Madame Gao and the Hand go away. Don't bring them back. I'll be so
God.
pissed. If it's just Madame Gao and she has to team up with like Fisk and Jigsaw to like make things work, that's fine. But leave the Hand out
That
of
sounds
it.
way cooler. Yeah, the
Like
Hand-
that would actually be kind of cool if we
Yeah.
started to notice a sign of that group happening, because that part of it is kind of missing. But I think overall I did really enjoy it. I still put Daredevil season 2 way above this. That is like,
I like Daredevil season 2 better for different reasons.
yeah.
But as far as just straight Punisher goes, I really like this. I really like this a lot. They tackled some issues that they had to tackle.
Yeah.
To just develop him as the character that he is and establish him as the character he is. Because, I mean, he already had these issues in Daredevil season 2, and it was just accepted that he had them.
Yeah.
And this shows why.
The only thing about like the season 2 of Daredevil,
And that poor wall.
right? Yeah.
God.
I loved the court scenes
Yes.
in Daredevil season 2. I loved that he was being held accountable for what he had done, and the way that he gets let off from that and like let out of prison, how that all gets set up, and it's like this totally backhanded deal that he couldn't have done without Fisk, and like I felt like it made so much more sense, and it was like it was refreshing to the logic behind it all, right? And the foreshadowing for everything, and the way it all laid out. And then in this season, I really felt like it was this last minute thing that just kind of came up in the final episode.
But how much you want to bet he's back with Daredevil again?
Oh, I guarantee they all come together.
Yeah.
They have to, right? I was a little surprised you didn't get anybody of anything in this series other than
I
just
was
the
as well.
Punisher.
I was seriously as well. I expected more.
Yeah.
I'm glad. I liked how it was kind of its own thing for the most part. Yeah. Didn't rely on Iron
little
Fist.
deeper.
I'm glad
dive
that
into
it
the
held up on
Punisher
its
role.
own without any of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm glad about.
Overall, it's good. There were some points that I think were kind of lacking in it. What do you guys think as far as throwing a score on Punisher?
8.25.
8.25.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's great.
That's a quarter of the way to amazing. You're gonna give it a great. It's a solid great. That's beyond.
Yeah.
You're overflowing with
Yeah,
greatness.
because some of the action scenes are really cool. I really like that character, the PTSD one that goes like really, like that was like,
That guy was intense.
yeah.
Yeah. And that the way he ends himself is intense.
I appreciated the way they did that, though.
Yeah.
I really do.
And how he's like, just do it, man, just do it. It's like, oh my god,
I'm
like,
just like,
it's
really,
a messed
Frank?
up show.
Really,
and
Frank?
Castle isn't a. I mean, he's not a good guy.
No, he's not.
No.
He's
He's a terrible person.
Yeah.
But he's also like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
He's killing
8.25,
worse
yeah.
people, so
Yeah.
I guess we give him that
Yeah.
credit, right?
Or just
The scales
naming them.
are balancing them a little bit, I guess. I'm gonna give. I wish I would have looked up and seen what our scores were for the Daredevil season 2, but I don't have those here. I'm sure they're gonna be higher. What I'm gonna give this, but I'm gonna give this. Man, I'm just gonna give it a 7. I think it's good.
I was going to go 7.5.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to
My hero.
yeah, My Hero.
Texas is smash.
Yeah.
What? No. I know.
So
Wow, this is going to be a long episode.
yeah, it is. Yeah. So I watched. This is my second time through, actually.
Same here.
And Jack, you have not watched it yet. This was your first exposure.
Oh yeah.
yeah, to the
I
series,
watched it.
not before it being
Yeah.
your anime, right?
Yeah.
And please tell me you watched it in Japanese.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Okay,
Because
good.
I heard your recommendations, and it's a really good. Like I don't think I have a problem with any of the characters' voices.
No, they're
In
awesome.
Japanese.
In Japanese,
Yeah.
they're
Yeah,
awesome. Yeah.
I've never seen a show. First off, clearly it's an anime. It's very much an anime.
Mm-hmm.
It's a show that's about we've hit this point where the majority of the world has, they call them quirks. They have a superpower,
Yes.
right? And they develop when you're fairly young. You start to notice
The majority
what
of
they
the
are.
population.
Yeah, the majority of the population.
Yes.
And one of the people in the story, Deku, does
Yes.
not have a quirk. And
Yeah,
that's-
because he has 3 joints in his pinky toe.
yeah, and
He's an inferior human.
yeah, so
He's not as streamlined. He doesn't have just 2.
yeah, which is the main character.
Yes.
In the series, it's the main character that you follow. The supporting cast is awesome in this show. I really, really love the supporting cast. But he is the main person that drives the story. He's the one that actually starts out in the first episode of basically saying, "This is the story of how I became the strongest hero."
And the
then
greatest hero, yeah.
Yeah, the greatest hero ever. It's like, let me tell you that story.
Yep.
And it starts out with him of not having any powers whatsoever and just envying everybody that does, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and it's really depressing.
It is depressing.
For like the first
great-
4 episodes, it's really depressing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
No, I remember the second episode. It ended with like the shot of the sun. Something like this series could end here and it'd be great. But also, I'm really glad that there's more.
And it like, keeps doing that.
Yeah,
That's one of the
Yes.
best things
It
about the
gets
series.
better. Like I like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
So
Like when they introduced him to Gran Torino finally. I was really hesitant about that.
me too. But actually, that gets really good. And
Exactly.
I love when that moment happens in the series. When he starts to actually kind of control his power a little bit, and the way he
Yeah.
forces him to do that. It's
I
like
only
he's
did
finally gonna be
5%.
a badass, right?
Yeah.
Because he struggles with it. He's basically what happens is there's the best hero in the world. Everybody just thinks he's the bee's knees right through the whole thing.
All
and
Might.
he's- Yeah, All Might. And
awesome.
All Might was also somebody that did not have a quirk, right? Yeah. And so he's pretty much, he was like Deku, and somebody passed on their quirk to him. And so that's
Yes.
what happens with Deku.
And it's the one of only 2 quirks that can be passed on.
Oh, nice. I didn't pick up on that note. Nice.
Really?
There's another quirk that can be passed on.
Well, yeah, there's all for one
Yeah.
and one for all.
God damn it.
And one for all is All Might's.
Okay.
And then all for one is the one that the guy that oversees the guy with the hand on his face.
Oh,
Yeah.
because he's like the opposite.
Yes.
Yeah.
That guy's weird.
And-
I'm
but-
excited
but see,
to learn more about him.
but the all for one can absorb quirks and assimilate them, and then redistribute them as he sees fit.
Okay.
That's the evil guy.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
and that is also how One for All came about, is because he redistributed it to somebody,
And so and then it starts.
and then that quirk that he redistributed was the pure power quirk, and that can keep disseminating between the rest of whoever he
and it
gives
like
it to.
picks up traits as it goes.
Yes.
Like as it goes, each person that picks it up leaves their mark on it, right?
Yes.
It's a really cool idea, a really cool premise on the show. I think everybody that has quirks has really kind of cool, unique quirks. I also think, as far as animes go, this anime has a lot of things I hate about anime in it. but it's done really tastefully. Like it was not more obvious than when I watched it in English.
Yes.
Like all those things I hate about different animes.
Super amplified.
Way too much. It really made it clear to me that there are animes that warrant being watched, that just stand on their own, and you can watch them in English and it doesn't take away from the rest because it just is that good. Right?
Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah, totally. And I think Cowboy Bebop is better in English because I can relate to those tones and the voice. The voice actors are just good in that series, right? Not the case with My Hero. My Hero is terrible in English. If I would have started watching this in English, I don't think I would have finished it.
No, same.
There's no way. I would have got 3 episodes. I would have done my standard 3 to see if it's good. 3 to see if it's good, and I would have turned it off. I wouldn't have done it.
I would have
a
done
bowl
this.
of cereal couldn't have helped this.
I would have done the same.
Yeah.
But that said, the voice actors that they got for English are good voice actors.
Yeah, but it's not good.
No, I
They don't
agree with
do
you.
a good job, but yeah, they're good voices. They've done previous good stuff.
Yes, they have.
Yeah.
I mean, because I like the English version of Initial D, and they got Takumi.
Gas.
Okay, Initial D. There's so many things that suck about it, but it's got cars that I really like, and so it's good.
Oh god.
Dude, you get into the technicals of it, it's bad. The technicals aren't even accurate to what. Just don't even worry about
But
it.
it's anime drifting, so it's fine.
Yeah, exactly. And the drifting doesn't even matter that bad. It's just got my favorite car in the world before anime, and then they just made it even better. Enough of that. Anyway. Funny thing is, you didn't know. Never mind. Kid,
Yeah. All right.
Right? Okay. Never mind.
Moving
Tell us
on,
about
I
it,
guess.
though. Yeah.
growing up as a kid, one of my best friend growing up was, his mom had that car.
Is that why you're best friends?
No, I'm just saying, as a little kid, I have a lot of
But it didn't hurt. Was his mom hot? Yeah.
Not bad.
Okay, yeah. See, this is all adding up to, yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't the car.
No, it was
mom.
the damn car.
Yeah.
It was awesome. It was cool.
Was she hotter when she was in the car?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So anyway. But like I said, it's got that, and then it's got another one that I like watching for just pure guilty pleasure is the One Piece.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like
The
all my
anime that won't end.
exactly. And I'm not even that far into it. I think I'm like 240 episodes out of
my
700 and something.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, but like I said, though, I mean, it's got the Rono Zoro for All Might, and it's got Takumi from
Initial D?
Initial D for Deku.
Yeah.
You know, it's got some decent names in it that I like in the English voice acting,
Well,
but it's
not good.
no. But I think it's more the way it's written, and you brought that up yourself.
Oh, I literally watched it on my computer with my phone, both on Hulu, and I hit play at the same time just so I could read one while listening to the other. It's not the same. It's the same message that's delivered, for sure. They're saying the same thing, but the words are different. Like, when you read it, it's so much, the translation is so much more, like, clear-cut and to the point, more direct.
When you read it from the Japanese.
Yeah, when you read the subtitle, it's way more just direct and to the point. And then when you watch it in English, it's just all, it's like it's all flowered up and like modernized and like, it's like trendy, I guess maybe is the word for it. It's not good. It's bad. It's so bad. It's so cliche and trendy, and it's like Bound. It's just it is. It's like
Okay.
it's so pretentious and it's just not good. But then the moment I went back to Japanese, it was like I love it all over again.
Yeah.
Like I want to go back and watch what I just watched to cleanse my palate of this terrible
And
translation.
to be clear, the second time watching through, I've only made it through the first season,
Yeah.
and I've forced myself to watch it all in English.
I did too.
Ooh.
It's on Hulu right now. You can't watch season 2 in English yet,
Okay.
so you have to watch season 2. And
Well, I haven't gotten that far because I was just got through season 1, and that's enough.
Well, and I just kept trying to keep going, but it stopped my feed, and I was like, "Why is it stopping?" And I went to go check, and it's because on Hulu it hasn't been translated yet.
Okay,
for
hasn't
season
been
2.
dubbed yet.
Yeah.
Sweet. Well, that's why you need to watch it anyway.
Yeah, totally. Which is how I first watched it because the dub version wasn't available, right? So much worth it. this series, I think, acknowledges so many tropes of anime that ruins anime for me. But
they're clearly ripping off everything.
But
Even
that's
with
what
their
that's what I
characters.
mean.
Yeah.
They're like all these cliche things of anime, but they all come together so well in this series. And the main character is awesome. I love how like analytical he is of everything, and he's forced to do that because he
And
doesn't have a
that's
quirk.
why he's
Dude,
like really good.
that's his
Yeah.
superpower more than his power.
Oh, for sure, right?
Yes.
Like I love
the
that about
ultimate
him.
fanboy. I like
Yeah.
how All Might keeps calling him that. Your fanboy powers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
which
exactly.
is, but it's so true and it's so cool, and I can't wait to see him do it again. Right? Like he's always got a way out. It has the right. His
Stop mumbling.
stuttering. Yeah.
That's creepy.
And I love the Vegeta character, Bakugo or whatever
Yeah.
his name is. That guy's awesome. I love
him.
Dude, he hates Deku so much. I love him so much for that.
Yep.
And he's so powerful. Like there's moments in the series when he just does let his anger get the best of him, but he actually does like use tactical stuff and is actually thinking about his attacks
Yeah.
and using them well. And that gets acknowledged as the series goes on too. So he's really pretty cool. Also,
Yeah.
there's so many characters in it that would be that classic character I don't like. I know one that you really like is the frog chick, right? Or she grew on you, right?
Yeah, she grew on me.
I'm also a big fan. Like,
Yeah.
I think she's
Yeah.
great too.
After
She's one of the like most grounded people.
Yes.
But at the same time,
Call
just
me
like
Sue.
goes with it. Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Like I there's so many things about it. I just
somebody
love.
I disliked her initially, but yeah, I do like her a lot.
Yeah,
And I think even though she has like, if you read her list of powers, you're like, that's dumb. But the way they execute all the powers that everyone has is really creative. Like they put a lot of
And they do that from the very first episode
Yeah.
when they're covering the elite heroes that come in to rescue. The first thing they do is focus on, hey, this guy's a great brawler, and this person's a great at this, and this person's a great rescue person, and this, with the tree guy,
Yeah.
and the
Yeah.
and like how
guy,
he has
and
like
the,
all sorts of attacks
and the fireman guy, and yeah,
and, like how he puts
Yeah.
to the water thing. But like when they
stand back, citizens.
when
This
they
is
when they team up and like Deku punches the water to create the whirlpool where all the villains go in. She comes up, grabs him, and then the weird ball guy throws all the sticky balls in to get everyone stuck together
Yes.
as they get pulled in. That's so smart.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
so creative, and it's like they really thought.
and that
instead of
doesn't
just-
stop, which is really really good.
and they
That
finally made that
keeps
ball guy
going.
useful because I was really hoping they would eventually.
Yeah. or like even in the scene when it's the side jump and like the when they're first in the academy, everyone does everything in different ways. Like a naval laser, like shoots his or whatever.
That guy's hilarious.
But when he's doing the
You'll
side
be
jump,
seeing a lot more of me.
he puts the two balls there and he just like bounces off them really fast because he doesn't stick to them. And I'm like, that's a really clever way of doing it. And it just it keeps doing stuff like that.
Well, I think
Also, naval laser is just great.
yeah.
I just like the fact that it makes him sick every time he uses it.
Yeah.
got
Well,
a
and they all
tummy
have
ache.
like side effects like that, right? I think that in classic, like I think Yu Yu Hakusho, Dragon Ball Z, or just Dragon Ball in general, but like this takes advantage of the supporting cast.
Yes.
It does so well. The series, I care almost more about some of the supporting cast than I do Deku himself. Like, I love that he's the
totally.
character to drive the story, but I more want to know what's going to happen with these other characters and how they fall into his story.
Well, yeah, you want to know what's going to go on with the grenade dude. I can't remember his name.
Yeah,
Is it Mark?
Bakugo, I think is his name.
Yeah.
Something
And
like that.
Ito, the engine,
Yeah, the engine
That guy,
There's some stuff that comes up with him.
my
that,
favorite.
he gets so whiny in season 2. I'm sorry.
He does kind of.
Okay.
I
sucks.
liked him until season 2. Yes.
One of the characters I do really like, and I don't know if you're far enough yet, but the half ice, half fire.
Dude,
Yeah,
okay,
That guy's
yeah.
badass.
season 2, loved him.
Yeah.
He's like
He develops
almost
really well.
OP. He just like touch and the ground's all ice, and then he's just
Yeah.
really cold.
Have you discovered who his dad is yet?
No.
Okay, that's
yes.
pretty good. I won't ruin that for
That-
you.
that-
But like
that
when
really-
those
that really drives
moments
him.
come across and like you dive further into
How much
into
he hates his
backstory
dad, and then how much he hates his mom. Oh my god.
his motivations are like that's all that part of that side character is awesome.
Yep. Hi.
I think it's super good. It was an anime that I just kind of stumbled across,
Yeah.
and I think we even
Yeah, you're the one that was told me I needed to watch it.
I was
Yeah,
like, you
check
gotta
me
watch
too.
this, man. Like,
Yeah.
and I just happened to come across it watching stuff on Hulu, and I'm so glad I did. I'm really bummed that
was
there's
kind of
no
what,
new episodes.
That was kind of when you were in the show hole from One Punch Man and
yeah, one of the best theme songs ever.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, and this show also has a really good intro. Like it made me excited to watch the show
And
more.
it actually does a really good job in season 2. I don't know if it's right away in season 2, but it does transition into a new intro.
Yeah, as
Yeah.
anime
Which
does.
is, but it's done equally as well. It really shows the progression of all the characters. and
unlike freaking Naruto.
yeah, I haven't watched
Dude,
it. I've
okay.
yet to bite the Naruto bullet. I haven't
Really?
done it yet. I've tried, and I can't handle the first few episodes. I did 3, and I couldn't handle it.
Really?
Yeah,
Did you watch them in Japanese or English?
no, English.
You need to watch.
I should do it. I'll try.
You gotta
it again.
watch that one
I'll
in
try it
Japanese.
again.
That's another one. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I have not seen that one in English. I other than one episode, and I gotta say, and I was well established in Japanese by that point, so that might have jaded me on that. But I gotta say, it was the same as Inuyasha when I went from Japanese to English,
Yeah,
because I was like 3 seasons into Inuyasha before I went to English, because my cheap set that I got had one disc that wouldn't let me play it in Japanese.
yeah.
My
Like
quality.
the King Piccolo that you inherited from somebody.
Yeah.
Oh my god, thank you, eBay.
happens.
Anyway.
I think bottom line, if you're a fan of basically any type of anime, it's
covers it.
represented. It totally is
Specifically
represented
battle,
in My Hero.
but-
yeah, and they, I can't. I'm at the point right now where I'm starting to wrap up the tournament of season 2, so I haven't
Okay.
quite hit Stain that whole part again yet. But I'm
Dude,
so
I
excited
love the
for the
Stain
end
character.
of. Oh, he's awesome, and that it makes it so real
Dude,
because it's real world.
He is such a pure character, though, for what he is.
Yeah.
It is just. He's.
He's that first moment where they go from training to real world.
Yes,
Right?
and I just love his drive, though. What's driving him? What makes him what it is? Because when your first introduction to him, you're like, oh my god, really? Another character is this, and why is he so overpowered? And then all of a sudden you just see how focused and how driven he is for what he is. It's not that he's overpowered; he's just that driven.
Oh, and really as you go into season 2, he is like this symbol for a movement.
Yeah,
Like he is.
no, entirely.
It just gets better and
I'm
better, man.
excited. I'm
it
excited
really
to
gets
watch
better
more,
and
yeah.
better. I can't encourage people enough to watch this show. If you're a fan of any kind of anime, it's represented here, and it's represented really, really well. Just watch it in Japanese.
Yeah.
Yes.
Please watch it in Japanese.
In Naruto, watch it in Japanese.
Yeah.
Inuyasha, watch it in Japanese.
Yeah. I'm curious now.
Windscar.
You should just check out one episode in English,
Okay.
and you'll have
I'll
to
do
come
it.
back and be like, I want to know, would you have kept watching it? Because I don't think I would have.
I mean, I'm pretty harsh on a lot of anime actually, so I probably wouldn't have. But I'll take.
So it
the
actually says a
scientific
lot
plunge.
that you're excited to keep
yeah,
watching it.
like this is. I'm almost more excited than I was in Psychopath.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so-
Cool. So if I have to score, My Hero seasons 1 and 2, which the ball just doesn't stop. Like it rolls and keeps on going. It picks up steam. It really
It
does.
sets a bar and I think keeps it.
Yeah. Man, it's so
and,
good.
And I really got to say, after watching it the first season a second time, the All Might has just gone up a level for me. After watching.
Yeah.
Also,
And even
Eraserhead is
season
awesome.
2 is Eraser. Yeah, he's really cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everyone's just bad. Yeah,
They're really
all
good.
badass.
They so stand on their own. I'm gonna give this a solid 9. I really think this show is amazing. I really, really do. I'm so glad that even after watching it in English, I think I got through about 6 episodes of season 1 in English, and I thought I hate this. And then it started to get into all the good stuff I couldn't wait for. And then when I hit season 2 and went back to Japanese, I was like, this is so amazing. It's so, so good. And solid 9. It deserves it.
I liked it. I loved it. I'm not going to say I like it a 9, but I'm going to go solid 8.
Solid 8.
Yep.
I haven't had a lot of good experiences with anime. I think like I've had those I've had those gems like Dragon Ball Z and Psychopaths, but I've never been like I don't know, something about this. It keeps the pace up. Like it doesn't slow down. I mean, sometimes in the episodes it does, where I'm just like, just hit him already. Stop thinking about it. Just hit something.
But even like with your DBZ
But this
exposure,
doesn't have any long, drawn-out fights like that.
no, I think DBZ.
Yeah.
A big flaw of DBZ is which has been no more prevalent than in Super. Super sucks because of how long they draw out every single minute, right? And you never get the satisfaction of a result until you're 20 episodes in. In My Hero, they start a fight and they finish a fight that episode. The next and then they like allude to the next fight, and then you get that the next episode. Like, you're never left with a fight unfinished, which is so cool. The pacing of it is so good.
Yeah, it's really fast paced. It's awesome.
I don't know that it needs to be quite as fast-paced. I think that might be one of the things I don't like about it, is how fast-paced it is.
Really, that's one of the things I love about it.
But that's something I think, like I said, we've commented many times on that, is this missing. Is the ability to enjoy something that's not as fast-paced.
Maybe that's a quirk that you just don't have.
One
of the crappier ones.
Maybe that's the quirk I have, and the rest of the world's the one that's behind.
Yeah.
Patience.
Before I need to think about that, 8.75. Yeah.
8.75. Nice. So we're all in the same.
And I'm
bubble
sure it'll
as-
go up or down depending on the future. But I think it's going to go up. I just don't want to be like say stuff about.
No, Frog Girl's pretty
yet.
cool. I like Frog Girl, especially after season 2.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Although those like 2 episodes leading up to where she actually becomes cool, was kind of starting to like not really seriously.
I don't even want to watch
But
those in English.
She was questioning
no way.
herself. She was questioning herself for that though. So
Yeah.
And this is just recalling from season 2 from when I watched it before. So
Yeah. It's really, really good. I can't stress how much, if you love anime, watch it. So next episode, we are going to talk about Star Wars: The Last Jedi. We're going to go see it. We're going to talk about it.
yes, we are.
And then we'll do our
We're gonna be very excited
2017
too.
wrap up after that. Yeah, I am excited. I'm so optimistic about this movie.
Me too.
I got
Maybe
some
too much,
concerns and some reservations about it, but
It's a good thing to have.
yeah.
It's a very good thing to have.
Yeah.
Keeps you grounded. You might enjoy it.
Okay. And also, if you watched our live episode, one before this one,
Yes.
my dad was, a big contributor in some comments and stuff there, and because of our podcasting, he got encouraged to dive into the mead world.
That's right. He made a mead. He made a plum mead.
Yep.
I had tried some of that. It was pretty freaking awesome.
He's going to hook us up with a bottle of mead. So we're going to
Oh,
drink some
sweet.
mead on the next episode. I'm excited
Mark,
for that.
Thank you.
Yeah. A little lighter on I'll probably think of a t-shirt.
Oh my god. Does he not have one already?
No, he probably does.
I mean, you get a T-shirt. Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you for the mead.
Yeah. So let's talk about our beer. Let's wrap it up here. It's been a while, right, guys?
It's been
You guys
a while,
missed it.
yeah.
You missed it. I think the odor of this beer kind of started to go away as it
Yeah, it does.
warmed up.
It sweetens up a lot.
Yeah, it's not nearly as potent as it was, because as I was drinking it, I kept thinking wolf kill right, every time.
Mm-hmm.
And then as I got further and further down in my glass, that wasn't what I immediately
No,
got.
it actually has quite very, very caramely sweet aroma.
I
little
keep
bit hop
thinking
to it, but-
almost maybe raisin or plum or something, but some sort of dried
There is raisin
dried
to it, yeah.
fruit is in there, whatever that kind of smell is.
Yeah, I'm getting kind of a raisin to it. Yeah.
Yeah, something. It's not bad, but it has a little bit of that Dr. Pepper quality. I would so rather drink this over a Dr. Pepper any day, right? I would even drink Diet Kulshan Red Ale over.
It is not
a Dr.
Diet
Pepper.
Kulshan. It is real Kulshan.
Yeah, but I would, and I bet the Diet one tastes more like real Kulshan than Dr.
Dude,
Pepper.
if it was Diet, it'd be O'Doul's Kulshan.
Yeah. I think as far as a red beer goes, I appreciate that it's different than what I would normally assume a red beer would be, because I do think it kind of stands on its own as a red beer. I give it some credit for that. I don't know that this is something I would keep in my fridge all the time.
I wouldn't, but I'm not surprised just because it's a red beer.
Yeah, but I also think this is kind of on that outside. It's on the cusp of the red beers. Don't you
Yes.
think? Like, it's not. I wouldn't lump it in as just like that's a red beer, like a standard beer. If you would have been blindfolded and somebody gave this to you, would you have assumed it was a red beer?
No, I would.
I don't think I would
right
have at
off.
all. No. Which I think it deserves some props for that, because it is outside the box a little bit. But I think overall, I'm just going to give it a solid 5. I think it's okay.
5. I was gonna go with solid 6.
Okay.
So
What do you think, Jack? How was yours?
My Americana, it was, like I said, it had that balance, but it's... What I was trying to say is that it had a balance of the root beer, I guess, of the root beer flavor, the toothpaste, and the caramel, but it was balanced, but it wasn't like a good thing to have a balance of, really. So I give it a 6.5, like half a point better than my other one. I liked the Anchor Ginger Root Beer, 7.25. I thought the balance was a lot better. It was really good at delivering a ginger and root beer flavor, but it still felt a little watered down, but I've never really tasted anything like that, because it's a ginger root beer, not a ginger beer, ginger root beer, which is like... And it's, yeah, but I wish...
Was it even sweeter?
So that would be a root beer.
Yeah.
All right.
Root.
Oh my God, root. But point, yeah, I liked it better, and it felt it tasted a little watered down, but overall it was pretty good.
Yeah, but it's 90% water.
Should we wrap it up or make him squirm more?
I'm 90% water.
Yeah.
I got a little drip. Okay.
All right. To all the nerds,
Through all the fuzz.
bottoms up. Let's get nerd buzzed.
Talking about beer. Talking about
Learning about nerd culture.
Yeah.
Nerdbuzzed.
Stealing his thunder.
Marcus and Jeremiah. You're on Nerdbuzzed.
Like, share, subscribe.
Let's get Nerdbuzzed.